good to see all of you. It really is. We have just maybe a minute more. I start my classes always early at the college. It's a joke about me. The girls walk in there and they'll say, am I late? Nope, I'm starting early. I don't know why. I'd like to get going, get just chit-chat type thing. You know, it's so much fun. It really is. He's there. I'm here. I guess that means start. I'm so glad to be with you. I really am. What I'm talking about is something I just love so much, is working for the Lord, serving Him. And to get your engines, get them charged up, get them going, and stay in it, to get into it. But get into it first. It's get into something. Do something with yourself as far as for the Lord. Whatever it is. And when I mean whatever it is, everything's important. Nothing is more important than one thing. Like I'm a bus worker, that's not big. Anything you do for the Lord is big. I really believe that. And I've done so many different things. I'm excited about it, not bragging by any means. You wore your T-shirt. That's that cute. We gave away shirts yesterday. I had so much fun. The teenagers, I do believe I should live there. I don't know what it is. I may be 75 and a half, but I think I'm 18. I really do. And the college kids cannot explain, or they'll send me, you don't seem like the age of my grandmother. I don't know what that means. You know, what does a grandmother act like? I don't know. I am a grandmother. And then they said, you don't even act like my mother. You're like my sister. I went, oh, good, now I'm a sister. You know, so anything, hi, Nancy. Good to see you. Glad you made it. But what I'm talking about, it's a word I use in classes. I use it in teaching. I use it with my children. The main person I talk to is me. So when I'm talking to you today, I'm talking to myself first. And I love the ministry. I love the word care. I use it often. I used it yesterday. I used it on the phone. I used it in a text today. The word care. And if you see it, I love it. I love it. But I use it like an acrostic. Do you know what I mean? An acrostic is where you have one letter underneath the next letter, underneath the next letter, underneath. So it spells out a word, such as the word care. C-A-R-E. That's the ministry. It really is. The ministry is anything you do. You can be a greeter. That's a ministry. We have greeters at our church. When people arrive, they greet them. I love that job. It's not my job. But it is my job because I greet people. But that's not my job as such. But they're there every Sunday morning. My bus calling partner, my very closest friend in the whole wide world, come and join us. Come and join us. My closest partner in the whole wide world is in the ministry is Jean Smith. She's the one I got involved in the ministry. We have been best friends for 53 years. We hardly see each other because we're both busy. But there's things, the Lord just seems to have her call me just when I need it. Does that make sense? She'll just call me or text me. And that's why I think it's so important to communicate with people. Communicate with people through texting. Use it wisely. What Loretta taught last night was phenomenal. I use Facebook as a ministry. I really do. I have never, to my knowledge, oh God, please control my mind on this, because I don't ever want to ever say anything that would hurt a person or come back on my family. I mean, someone can turn anything on you. I look for ways to encourage people. I do this. Every day I go on it. Not long. I don't have a lot of time. But I love to get on there just to find something to say, something to someone hurting, someone who's lost a child. I've lost two, making a ministry. You know, and to go help people. I love the bus ministry. I love to encourage people. 1,000 things are going through my brain right now. But the word care is the one I'm going to specify as far as in the ministry. The ministry is anything you do with the Lord, but do something. Get involved. Get started. Get your engines going in, really high gear and go. Put that octane, super ethanol, whatever they say, but put it in your engine the best way possible. I did this morning. I didn't sleep real well last night. I had something that's unusual, severe Charlie horses through the feet and up, and it would just stiffen up my leg and into the ankles and then up into the calf, and I'm thinking, what have I done? And that went on till 3 o'clock this morning, so I didn't sleep real well. But then I thought, this may sound funny to you, but because of the thyroid's off, I get cold easy. I wear sweaters now. I'm always freezing. I slept with leotards because I was so cold. I almost put my coat on. We have winter coats that I am with me because being from Chicago, it'll be back tonight. It'll be, I think it was 11 degrees when I left. So it gets cold. This is our weather. I love it. It changes. It may be 80 tomorrow, then 13 on Tuesday. It's really funny. We have all temperatures. We sometimes all have all seasons in one day. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Weird, but phenomenal, But anyway, when I was getting ready to come, I kept thinking, what can I do? What can I say? What can I do? Lord, help me to say things that will encourage people. And that's what you're going to do. The word care is wherever you go. C, be concerned. C, be concerned. Remember the acrostic? C-A-R-E. C, acronym it. Put the word concerned. I'll go through it first. A, be attentive. Attentive. A-T-T-E-N-T-I-V-E. Attentive to people's needs. R, what's that mean? Reach out. Leave your comfort zone. While I'm here, I had my classes, the speech class. I am the speech teacher from the college, and I had them do a scavenger hunt. I have all kinds of speeches that we do. Kind of different ways of reaching people, talking to people when the kids are nervous. The class that they dread more than anything would be speech, and ends up being one of their favorite classes. It's basically talking. How to communicate with people and talk to people and be happy and be excited and add a little bit of spirit to you. They went on a scavenger hunt. A lot of kids say, scavenger hunt, I have to talk to people. I said, speech class. Oh, yeah. I'll have fun with that. But they love it because it goes out of their comfort zone. They have to go and get a rock on the side of the lake. Goofy birds, they bring this huge rock. I just meant a little rock, One was to go to the bus garage and get a part from the bus garage. We have a large bus ministry there and buses. And they went, 2 men, at one time I had men in classes, now they have preaching 1. This is funny. They said, well, you should teach that. I said, oh yeah, let that get around the country that I'm teaching preaching 1, because they enjoyed being in speech class. And they decided to have the men for the men and the women to have trained preaching more than anything. So anyway, I said, get something. It's on a sheet, 2 sheets that they fill in. And then they bring it all back. We bring it back with all the loot, is what we call it. And then I check off everything, and that's how they get their grade. We put like 6 in a group, that type of thing. It's a lot of fun. Well, I said, apart from the bus garage, get some type of apart from the garage. They went, 2 men did, and got a tire. They were changing a big bus tire, brought it back to my classroom, our classroom. It's against the wall, a tire. And I'm thinking, what is this? Oh, they were so proud of themselves, but they didn't ask permission. They were changing that tire, went out, and the tire's gone. And someone said, I think it was Mrs. Moffitt's class. I always get blamed. It's usually me where there's excitement going on. I mean, I'm not joking. It's almost a joke. I mean, anything happens, it's Mrs. Moffitt. Not trouble. I don't do things hurtful. but eventful things. That's a good word, eventful. And all of a sudden, the director, the head of our bus garage, Jerry Odswarty, comes walking down his uniform, Jerry out here. He said, he's real calm, as quiet and nice as can be. He walks and he said, Mrs. Moffitt, oh, never mind, here it is. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, we were changing the tire on this bus, and we went to chapel, and when we came back, it was gone. I just thought maybe you might have it. I did not take the tire. I stole the tire from the bus driver. And, like some adventure. My activities class, we just had a breakfast, teaching them how to do it. We cook it, we do everything, decorate it to the hilt. I mean, decorate it. We hit the 5 senses: hear, see, smell, taste, touch. Use that in marriage, use it in everything. Hear pleasant voices, see you in order, your house in order. Smell, you smell good, or you smell, And taste, food, you have food, cooking. If you're running late, Mrs. Evans said just throw an onion in the oven and at least something smells good, until you can get it going. And lastly, touch a life. At the college, I said 4 senses, don't touch anyone. Don't you touch a boy. The 4 senses. But marriage, hey, go for it. Hear, see, smell, taste, touch. Tonight, when I get home, I will have been in this outfit for many, many hours. I leave here just shortly, as soon as the last speaker, I think, I don't sit here for the finale because of making my flight in Sacramento. But I'm in a hurry. They're going to have our leftovers from last night, which I thought that's what I wanted. And then we take off for the airport, and I'll have just enough time, literally, to get the wheelchair that I use because of all the spine surgery and everything I've had. I use that because the floors are too hard. Also, Sacramento, you have to get in a tram or something like this, and knowing me, I'd end up in another state going the wrong tram. So I use that, get there, to go to Las Vegas, of all places to send me. This is not good. And I have an hour layover to then fly about 4 hours. And I get in tonight at 10:15. I get home tonight at midnight. I will be home at midnight. The time, and I'm the kind, I don't know about you, I have to unpack everything. I have to put everything away. This is just me. I don't know why. I cannot set things in my suitcase. I have to put everything away. So tomorrow morning, my hairsprays, and I only use a certain kind of fructus or something. I love it. It's hard to hold. It just smells good. And just the things I want to put all my things, my notes, put them away. I don't want anything misplaced. I don't want to have to get up tomorrow and say, I'll do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it Tuesday. I feel like I'm out of order. And then I have all my stuff ready to get on the bus route. I leave for the bus route a little after 7 to run a route, to go to church, to go to Sunday school with all adults, so we talk to. And then I just got to call my son's coming in tomorrow that I'm picking up from the airport. There's no problem. It fits right in with my schedule. Yes. And then, and you want to rest a little bit? No, because I'm going to get back to church tomorrow night. This type of thing. I love what I get to do. I absolutely love it. But, sometimes that word care... It's an accident. Because I care. But see, be concerned. Be attentive. Concerned to come here by you. I'm concerned to be with you. I want to be attentive to your needs. I have reached out as much as I know how to. With the last E. Eager and enthusiastic. Is that good? Because you know what you could do? Yeah, I care. Yeah, I really care. Attend your needs. What do you want? It's time to eat. You're my daughter, okay? What do you mean you don't like roast beef? Eat it. It'll help you. And you can be like a witch that rides a broom. I have my dinner planned for tomorrow. It's a frozen roast beef from Costco. It is so good. I don't know the name of it, but it is so good. I have Costco potatoes. The salad's already done. It's in the thing that, we just put it together. And then I'm going to have garlic green beans. They take 5 minutes to heat them and everything like that. I'm ready because I want to have a good meal for my family because I care. See, be concerned in the ministry, Sunday school class, working with children, working with the youth department, working with, we have what we call a Transformers Club in our school, our church. We have that teenagers teach the kids. It's called Transformers. They all have shirts and everything like every Wednesday night. They have a program for them and teaching and little preachers. And, it's tremendous. What can you get involved in? Get involved with the youth. Get involved with helping on a bus route. Passing out things. So much is your attitude. I could get on the route tomorrow like this. Well, I am the nut on the bus, definitely. If you're on, you'll see when I get on. They go crazy when I'm on the bus. I said, you're here! We're very spirited. It's a good word. And I have one boy, he's precious, David Arnold. He's been riding our bus for over 40 years. He's educable slow. And he can hardly talk. But when I had sickness or anything going on, he's very crippled. He gets on the bus, he goes, hello, this is Moffitt. I prayed for you. Sometimes I wonder if he's Jesus in the form of a man. If he came back, he'd be like, that would be Jesus. I'm serious. We had another fellow, educable slow. You may have heard me talk about him, Wilbur Hoover. Wilbur rode our bus for over 50 years. Wilbur was going to marry me when my husband died. He went up to Brother Hiles and he said, I'm getting married. And Brother Hiles, and you'd have to know Wilbur. Wilbur, he'd come up on the platform to sing with the Pathfinders. He'd shake every assistant pastor's hand. Shake every hand, every hand, every hand. And then he'd stand there and he'd flip his hair. He'd look at my husband and go, I thought, oh, Wilbur. Wilbur went up to Brother Hiles before the service one day and he says, I'm getting married. I'm getting married. Hey, Brother Hiles said, he'd hold the door for Brother Hiles when they'd come in. You're getting married? He goes, I'm getting married. He said, who are you going to marry? Well, my husband is one of the associates, is back there. But he was the one that would go to, we have a little switch. My husband would be in charge of this. When the people walk out for the choir, my husband pushes the switch, and it goes like this. That means go. It stops. So many seconds later, the pastors are ready to go in. He does that. That was one of his jobs at the Jack House Memorial Auditorium. And so, Wilbur's there holding the door, Brother House is right by the door. My husband goes to do the switch when all this is taking place. He says, well, Wilbur, who are you going to marry? This is a surprise. He goes, I'm the bus captain, and he's one of the riders, and he helps me, kind of. You know what I mean? Wants to sing, and it's special. And he is special. And he says, I'm marrying Mrs. Moffitt when Brother Moffitt dies. No. Brother Hales just about lost it. He said, you're marrying Mrs. Moffitt when Brother Moffitt dies? He goes, I am. He's a good guy. I mean, Brother Hales got so tickled about it. He came out of, we call it the Jack Hollis Memorial Auditorium. That's what, Brother House passed away before he had the new church. And he came out and he goes, folks, totally, nothing was in order. He just starts the service. He never does this. We have a format. The choir starts singing right away. He walks up and greets people. It didn't take place that morning. Before the choir, he went, I heard everything, folks. When my husband's sitting there wondering, what in the world is he doing? That would be so exciting. And he said, Wilbur Hoover. And they all know Wilbur Hoover, you know. He said, Wilbur Hoover came up to me today, and guess what? Wilbur's getting married. Well, he was sitting in the front with the Pathfinders. He just stood up, lifted his hair like he always did, smiled. He said, he's getting married, but guess who he's going to marry? He looks at Roy and he said, your wife after you die. So the people lost it. You know what I mean? And then afterward he said to me, it was between Wilbur and Roy. He says, I'm for Wilbur. You know, I mean, we have more fun. Wilbur passed away about 2 years ago. And he was on his deathbed. This is a ministry. Carrie. We go there to the hospital with the people. I had just had knee replacements. It's been 4 years. And they wheeled me into ICU. He was on his deathbed. And all the family is standing like, his bed's here, his mama is sitting here, Bev Hoover, his mom. His dad, my son, led to Christ before his dad passed away. Mrs. Hoover saved, writes poems. She's just a wonderful person. And she's sitting there with Wilbur, so broken, because that's her life, is taking care of him. You know, just taking care of Wilbur. And Wilbur's just laying there at the ICU, community hospital, right by our house. Well, they wheeled me, and the family all knows me. They all know the story. We don't make fun of them. They all believe I'm the daughter-in-law in the future and the sister-in-law in the future. I'm not joking. It's unreal. Poor Justin, our son. We have the 6 kids. They all worked on our route. Were with us on the bus route. And Wilbur was at the table. Not Wilbur. He's been at our table, believe me. But Justin was there, and Justin just starts to cry. He just starts crying. He's like 5, 6 years old. And I said, son, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's the matter? He said, is Wilbur going to really be my dad if Dad dies? I went, oh, no, my poor children. When they get on the bus, he'd say, call me Dad, to Joy and Justin, because they both worked on the route. Call me Dad. Justin looked at me and I said, okay. And he said, hi, Dad. I mean, no enthusiasm. Hi, Dad. And Joy, hi, Dad. Dad. Hi, Dad. I mean, our lives are not normal at all. And by the way, normal is boring. To me it is. I do not have if you wrote in my pocket, you'd see what happens to me. I just try to be normal, and I cannot be normal. I gave it up. Gave it up for Lent in the Catholic Church. And I'm just going on. Well, at the day he was critical. They pushed me in. My husband's pushing me on the wheelchair. I hadn't been out much at all because I had some complications, of course. Complications would come up. And and Mrs. Hoover said, Wilbur, and the whole family was standing out. His brothers, his sister, their husbands, grandkids, nieces and nephews, packed in there. And they said, she said, Wilbur, guess who's here? He wasn't responding. He said, Wilbur, guess who's here? Mrs. Moffitt. It was like Lazarus. Oh. He sits up. I mean, I'm seeing things. And he always has a name. He calls me Sweet Lips, Hot Lips. He has these wonderful names for me. And he sits up and he goes, hello, Hot Lips. Hi, Brother Moffitt. He lays back down. He died not long after that. And we got to tell that story at the funeral. And we had people actually saved because of the testimony of Wilbur. The ministry, that's a ministry. I have notes. I'm going to just read them to you. I think they'll be a help to you. Just some things I want to share with my heart about the ministry. I'm going to share some stories about it. But of course, the ministry. The blessing you're going to miss by not being, the blessing you'll miss by not being a blessing. Isn't that a good challenge? The blessing you're going to miss, and I'm going to miss by not being a blessing. Let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for today. And Lord, help me to say the things you want me to say and to encourage the ladies. And if they're involved, to get more involved. If they're involved, to put their heart into it more. So Lord, there's not much time left. I know there's not. It just flees by. There's so many teenagers here, which I love the teenagers. I love the ladies too, but I love the teenagers special, in a special way. Lord, use these ladies. Boy, they could be such a tremendous help, even more so than they're being today. Please help fill what I'm about to say, that I know you gave it to me, but also to help them take it in their hearts and take it and run with it. Race with it. Get your engines just fumed up, flared up, and run. For these things we pray in Jesus' name, amen. You've probably read it. I've been in the bus ministry now since 1965. So I've been in the bus ministry 57 years. That's a long time. But I've never been out of it. With any kind of crisis we've had, I just get right back in. My husband would say, it's not going to always be this way, JoJo. You're going to be back. You're going to be back. When I've had major surgeries, he went through cancer. I mean, I can't even break down all the things of being pulled off for a bit. Losing babies, health issues, spine surgery, kidneys. I mean, I've had everything imaginable. I just keep getting back on. He's given me more time. Whatever time I have, Lord, is yours, is what I say. But I love the song, Make Me a Blessing. Make me a blessing. Out of my life, may Jesus shine. You're all a light if you choose to be. You're a light. What kind of a light are we? I want to be a shining, I have goosebumps talking about it right now. I want to be a light that may be very damaged internal, but my spirit is 1,000%. I wish I could give that to you. When I go, it's going with me. Please let me pass it on. I'll continue, but would you take on a part of what I believe works and keep on keeping on for the Lord? Please, I beg you. I say that so much. I say to the students, I have 8 classes I teach at the college. I have probably 100 and some students now. I pray for them every morning, their picture and their name. Every morning I pray for those girls. Every morning I pray for them. I express my love. They know I love them. I love them. I'll do anything for them. Anything. And they know it. And I have a bond with these kids. I get too involved with the teenagers probably. I think I'm a teenager in my mind. The body, of course, I'm not. But I want to have that spirit, your spirit, the youthful spirit. Don't let it be an old spirit in a young body. I can't do that. Oh, that's too much. Jump in. The water's fine. Make me a blessing out of my life. May Jesus shine. Make me a blessing. Oh, Savior, I pray. Make me a blessing to someone today. Who's been a blessing to you? Someone tell me quick. Who's been a blessing to you? Name a person. Raise your hand and tell me. Who, hon?
My mom.
Your mom. I love that. I love that. Cherish your mom. I wish I had mine. When I saw her in that casket, I didn't have to say I wished I had. I was able to say, I'm glad I did. Oh yeah, I messed up. As a teenager, you know what I'm saying? I was never the outward rebellion, but I thought it. Do you see what I'm saying? You're either the kind that just nice smile and you're inside, I don't want to do that. We all go through it. But I wanted to honor my mom and dad. As I said, I think it was last night, I actually led my mother to Christ just hours, 28 hours before she took her last breath. And literally minutes before she went into a semi-consciousness. I begged God to let me know she was saved. I didn't know my father was saved. My best buddy in the whole wide world. You love your parents. Show your love. Tell them you love them. Don't be so proud. Well, you know what my mother did. What? She gave birth to you. She didn't abort you. I believe most mothers do the best they can. Girls, trust me. Ladies, I believe moms honestly do the best they can. We'll mess up. We're human. I always say I have 2 perfect children because God chose to take them within my body. They are to turn out perfect because they didn't have me as their mother and my husband because we're human. But I love being a mom. I love when my kids, whenever they come in, they're grown. All of them are grown. They never walk in. Never do they walk in without coming over and hugging me and kissing me on the cheek. Every time. Imperfect children. I'm not putting them up perfect. And no one's perfect. None of you, none of me, not me. But those kids are loving kids. I didn't have that. Yeah. And so, what you don't have doesn't have to stay. You can go forward and add new things on. Don't blame them. My mother's father was a communist. Josef Eskov worked under Hitler. Maybe that's why my mother wasn't able to show love. But guess what? 3 weeks before she died, she kissed me for the first time, and I was almost 50 years old. Do you think maybe I had a desire to be kissed? I thought there was something wrong with me. It's a thing I face to this day, is insecurities. I still face it, and I fight it. I fight it. But you know what God did for me? He took where I didn't have it so deep that I love deeply, and I can give it. Brother Howell said, you're like a beautiful rag doll, but you never had the stuffings put in you, JoJo. But you love deeply. Take that, run with it. And that's what I choose to do. People have invested in me. Who else? Who's someone investing in you? I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Your pastor's wife.
Your pastor's wife. Who's that?
Carla Ralston.
Good. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Isn't that something? Love that woman. See what you can do to help her. Encourage her. Ladies, we all can encourage with words. The first thing I did this morning was wrote a note to Pastor and Mrs. Ray expressing my love. I texted them last night. My husband texted them yesterday. And I wrote a personal note just thanking them for letting me come again. 25 years, I think, I've been here. I mean, I keep thinking it's so funny. They keep asking me back. And I'm so happy. But I think, don't they get sick of me? You know, and my husband says, I don't think so. He says, and every time I come back, he says, you're even a better person. How can that be? But you're even better. I pray that each day we grow. It's kind of special, isn't it? People have invested. Was there someone else that had a hand up? I thought I saw another hand. Yes, ma'am.
My pastor.
Your pastor? Who's your pastor?
Pastor Darren Robinson. Pastor Darren Robinson.
Good. Praise the Lord. Let him know it. Yeah. You be one of the reasons he stays. Encouragement. Encouragement's big, girls. It's big. You encourage through the face, through the eyes, notes, texts, pats on the back. You know, touching a man, I'm not saying to do that, but hug your pastor's wife. You know, show your love. I just put down here, people invest in me. Dr. Streeter was one of them. Dr. Dennis Streeter. He was the one that got me on a bus route. Route 12, the harbor, one of the roughest areas. I was a professional model. I had a brand new silk blend suit that I got from overseas that I wore on the bus route for the first time. I had never been on a city bus. My dad was a businessman. We weren't allowed to associate with poor people. My friends were chosen. I went to private schools. I lived on the street where the mayor lived and the judge, you know, people who owned businesses. They weren't being haughty. They were Catholic, wanted me to associate with people like me, going to private school. That's just the way they raised me. When I saw poor people for the first time, I'm on a bus route with a white silk blend suit. You know what silk means? It shows stains. I had red accessories. I got on the bus. I sat in the front seat because I'm not going to get involved. I'll just ride. My husband's a driver. Just started filling up from the back to the front. I went, oh no. Oh no. I sat on the end of the seat so no one would be behind me. What a snob. And all of a sudden, no more seats. A little boy gets on, brings his brother and his little sister. He didn't ride, but he had the two of them on the bus. This little baby, I have never to this day seen a baby look so bedraggled. The hair was sweat, beautiful little girl, blonde hair, and the sweat, just all her hair was grass. You know what I mean, like spraying your hair. And then she had a dirty shirt, a diaper that was dirty. It was so sad. She got on it. There's no seat but mine. And the boy brought her on, and he said, can I sit here? I said, oh, sure. I sat over, and the baby starts crawling over by me. And I'm going, oh, no. Oh, no. I have to get involved. And then I started talking to myself. You snob. Who do you think you are? I was raised well-to-do. And I didn't know any different. Never saw poor people. I knew them. And so the baby starts climbing up. I'm like, hello. Hello. How are you? And my heart just melted. And I started playing with the baby. This isn't when this happened, but I had one baby. I had a hoop earring. The baby I was bouncing. It slipped. The foot slipped out, and it ripped the earring right out of my ear. You can see it. They tried to repair it, and they can't, so I can't wear pierced ears now. That's fine. But in blood, I didn't know. Blood was all over my shoulder. My husband was our director of the bus ministry for 35 years. I jumped off the bus. Not jumped, but I got off the bus. He said, what happened to you? I said, nothing. Why? He goes, the blood had come all down my off-white kind of outfit, you know. The things that happened to me. Well, that baby's jumped, just playing with her, and all of a sudden I put her down on my lap, and I felt something warm. And I realized, do I have a fever on my lap? No. That day I was baptized into the bus ministry. And I realized that those clothes are too good for me to be wearing. I think I'm Miss Priss. I don't need to be wearing them. Anything I wear to school, I wear on a bus route. Anything I clean the house in, I wear the same clothes. And I love it. I love it. Let me just give you some thoughts. An investment is someone who puts something into someone for profit or gain. Someone's invested in you. An investment is someone who puts something into someone for profit or gain. They do it to profit. They have you to grow, for you to gain, for you to go forward. Like I said, I think it was last night, I said, you're my ticket to tomorrow. I'll be gone, but you can carry it on, the ticket of salvation and trying to encourage people. The bus ministry, keep on keeping on when I'm gone. I love that. Go be a blessing. Give your life and your love away. Go give your life and your love away. Remember, you're not helping people until you're first inconvenienced. But when you love somebody, you don't even know you've been inconvenienced. Taking care of my family, I get inconvenienced, but I don't know it because I love them so much. It's not a problem at all. I love that. Leave your world and enter them. Fix yourself up and forget yourself. Leave your world and enter the world of whoever you serve in this church. The nursery, leave your world. Forget you. Fix yourself up and forget yourself. Isn't that good? Stop and think, I can't, no. When the people get on our bus route, the workers, well, no, tomorrow morning, we have certain slogans that I always say, if you're not here, raise your hand. And they're also trained. The whole entire bus. Where none of us are here today. Because we're all mentally deranged. We just tease about it. If you're not here, raise your hand. And then there are trains on both sides of the route. Always in Hammond. And I say, welcome to Hammond. And they all say, the city of trains. I say that every week. They said, Mrs. Moffitt, on your tombstone, we should put, welcome to Hammond, the city of trains. Who would know that but the bus route? We have certain things we do for fun. I clown around with them. We sing. I get dirty. I am the only one that's dirty on the bus. I still don't figure it out. I usually have a rip something. My shoes are dirty. When I go into the restroom after I've served in the bus route, I wash my hands and it's dark. You know why? I tousle their hair, shake their hands, put my arm on their shoulder and just show love to them very appropriately. And I'm fooling around the bus. I'm going up and down the rows past. I can't even do it as much as I've done before, but I still do it. Get involved. I just wrote some ideas. Dress sharp. They'll mimic you. Dress modest. Dress nice. Dress sharp. One of the girls got on the bus, Carrie McClarty, I'll never forget it. She got on the bus and she said, look at me. And here's me, oh no. This is a little girl that came on our bus route. Is it over?
Yes.
What time am I supposed to stop? Did anyone know? Okay, I thought it was 20 after. We'll get a cue in a moment. Carrie, just to show you, just little thoughts about it. Carrie, we met her on we call them dead doors, doors that are untouched. And Carrie, mom came to the door and she had many children, not anyone, the same husband, no, she was never married, different men. And Carrie was a beautiful little girl. Was so poor. We took her home with us one day. Her mom said, take her, keep her. I'm not joking. We go through that. My daughter had received some beautiful dresses. When she was little, we used to go to North Carolina every year. And they'd buy her beautiful peaches and cream, polyflame dresses from a factory. Beautiful dresses for Joy, bows, matching. Since she was a baby. We still went with him in the last one a couple years ago. She has all these dresses downstairs in bags for her children someday. Her little girl. We came home with Carrie, and I had a little bit of stuff I needed to do. Joy said, Mom, why don't you just go ahead and do your work and let me have some time with Carrie? I said, go ahead. She took her upstairs. She washed her hair. She set her hair. She put bows in her hair. They were laughing, ran down the basement, ran up the bags. I thought, what are they doing? She put her in one of her dresses, a pair of her shoes that she saved, ruffled stockings, and gave her 2 more of her dresses. We're sitting and I called her mom, can she go to church with us tonight? She said, keep her, just keep her. And I said, I don't think you mean that. Yes, I do. It's just so sad. We're sitting in church and I'm sitting on one side and Joy's sitting on the other side. And she took my hand and she put it on her hand. Then she took Joy's hand and put it on there. Then she took my hand. Then she took Joy's hand and she put her hand on top. And then she looked around in the balcony and she said, look at me, everybody. I look just like all of you now. And then she looked at me. I'll never forget it. And she said, I love you, Mrs. Moffitt, so much. I love you, Joy. That's the bus ministry. That's a little tiny girl that's still coming at 28 years old. Thank you. That's what I thought. When I saw people moving, I thought, But is that precious? She still comes. She's not living in the area now, but one day I was loading the bus up after church, and she came to the door, the bottom of the bus, the base of the outside, and she went, Mrs. Moffitt. I went, Carrie. She got up and hugged me. I said, Carrie, how are you? She got on the bus one time, and her hair was just all just be ragged, type of thing. And she got on the bus. She said, look at me. Look. What do you see? I went, oh, no. Something new. Give me a hint. She said, down. I said, from the neck up. I said, your hair. She said, I had it cut just like yours. I'm now JoJo Moffitt. Oh, I thought I would just die laughing. Just laughing. So cute. Don't be afraid to get dirty. Get your family involved. Invite your brothers or sisters. Get them involved. But be sure your family's always cared for first. Trust me on that one. Don't say, you get the broken cupcakes, Moffitt kids. Nuh-uh. I don't give anyone the broken cupcakes. I eat them. I give the kids the best. My kids choose. And then I give the bus kids the best. I don't give them stale stuff. I don't give them old stuff. I give them good stuff. I love that. Just make sure your family is cared for first. Create a team spirit in whatever ministry you're in. In a nursery, on a bus route, working with teens, working in Sunday schools, whatever you do, have a team spirit. Be together. I'm called the captain, but I yield always to the bus driver. I'm a lady. I'm the only lady bus captain at First Baptist Church. It's so strange. I don't know why they keep me, but as long as I do, I just keep doing my job. I've been in, like I said, about 47 years. And the bus captain, he says, Mrs. Moffitt, what do you think we should do? I said, you know what I'm going to say, Brother Hobson. I really want you to make the decision, and I follow. We have a team. We have a team. The workers, Mrs. Moffitt, you're here tomorrow. You're going to get back, aren't you? You're going to get back. I can't miss this plane. You'll be here tomorrow, right? You'll be here tomorrow. I said, everything within everything in my power and the Lord's power, I will be there tomorrow. Mrs. Moffitt, it's not the same when you're not here. You understand? You create that kind of a spirit. Realize no job is too little to do right. Whatever your job you do, what's thy hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might. Do a good job. Mark hands, be a runner, lead singing, contest, hold small children, wipe noses, whatever you have to do. Let children baptize you, take attendance, keep records, make cookies, cupcakes, Rice Krispie treats. You can get them from a Dollar Tree. You can get little cakes. Tomorrow we're having those round little ho-hos, but they're not really ho-hos. They're Dollar Tree ho-hos. Because things were getting a little tight for me, that type of thing. That's what we're having tomorrow. Last week I had heart-shaped brownies, Little Debbie's. One of my writers brought candy. One made Valentine's. You create a spirit and get them involved. Get them to be unselfish too, to help out. Yes, ma'am.
My husband was diabetic and supposed to be less sugars and stuff, so he came up with this idea. We've been in the church for years, bringing candy to church for all the children. And the neighbor kids, some of the parents say, my neighbor children come because of you, and now they've been coming for a long time. Well, I became the candy lady, not him. He buys it and robs some of it during the week and always makes sure it's stacked, but he didn't really want to be known as the candy man. So
the candy man, oh yeah, I guess so.
There has been times where I've been sick and I'm not there, and I'll get a text from one of the ladies, because I usually send all the ladies in the morning verse.
Yeah.
Just to kind of
that's great. These are good.
And one of them said, we got home, we had lunch, and my 4-year-old said, I really want to pray for Mrs. Harris. The candy lady was not there today, and I'm really concerned with the candy lady.
Be faithful. That's great. Be faithful. Be faithful. The 4 words that describe the bus ministry: prayer, work, love, and excitement. Prayer. Pray about it. Pray for your riders. Pray every day for them. Let them know you prayed for them. Pray for their needs. When a need's met and God answers a prayer, bring it out. Let people know about it. Work hard. I work hard. I get very tired. Good tired. Love them. Love those kids. But show excitement. Be concerned. Be attentive. Reach out. Eager and enthusiastic. Philippians 4:8 says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Think your way into people's lives. It's so important. And I just want to finish up with a story. And if I have enough time here, I'll share this. We have all kinds of things. When I went to the hospital one Sunday morning, my heart was racing really bad. My husband knew when he saw my face was beat red, and he said, "JoJo, what's wrong?" I said, "I'm fine." He goes, "No, something's wrong. What's going on? What's going on?" And to find out I had a tachycardia, and I think, and to make a long story short, I was there 5 days with a and I was short a candy bar. Someone in the emergency room walked by and said, "Do you need anything?" Going back to church, "I need a candy bar." So I didn't lie to the kids. On Friday, I finally were able to go home. They found out I had not just a tachycardia, but what caused it was a gallstone was blocking a duct. I thought they said a duck, D-U-C-K. I thought I'd never had duck in my life. Now I got a duck inside me. To make a very long story short, every test was messed up. They finally said, "You have to stay another day." And I'm thinking, oh no. I called downstairs the head of the ultrasound department named Pam. I said, "Ma'am, is anyone there who could do this test? Someone got messed up." She said, "Yes, I do them, but I don't do them anymore. Please, would you do it?" She did my test, was so upset to have to do my test. She was putting this wand with this oil like this. And I said, I knew I was supposed to witness to her. And I said, "Pam," I said, "there's a reason I'm here." She said, "I know who you are and I know where you're from, and I don't give them the time of day." I said, "Well, then do you mind if I pray?" She's not at all. I said, "Dear Jesus, I pray you'll take this stone away. And if not, I'd go through surgery. The fact that I can talk to Pam, that she can know for sure that she's going to heaven. All Pam needs to know is that I went through the Romans road, and she's moving it faster." The final long thing is they found out that they came back in. The doctor did it again. He came back in again, got Dr. Streeter on the phone, and I prayed that stone would be taken away. If not, I'd go through surgery that she might get saved. The doctor came in, got Dr. Streeter on the phone. He said, "JoJo, do you hear the news?" I said, "No." He said, "The stone's gone." That lady said to me, "What did you pray?" And I told her. She says, "How can I get saved?" She came to church that next Sunday on a bus with her little son, a different bus. And in the bathroom downstairs, I was trying to after the wash your hands, fix my hair. She said, and by the way, she pushed me to my room. No head of technology pushes you to a room. She said on the elevator, "Are you an angel?" Well, no, I'm not. And when we got to our room, there was a lady there visiting. She said, "Is JoJo Moffitt an angel?" And that lady says, "We think so." Sunday, she rides the bus, sees me in the restroom, and I recognize her, but I think she was all dressed up. And she said, "Remember me?" And I said, "Give me a hint." And she said, "JoJo Moffitt, are you an angel?" She walked forward, made a public profession of faith, and my husband baptized her. That's the ministry. Get involved. Put your heart and soul into it. Go full-fledged ahead. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Love you.